You can't do it. It has to be little at a time, because what people don't understand, those of you that have been drinking a lot of milk, not good. You're in big time trouble. That's all I got to tell you. Lymphatically speaking, you're in big time trouble. And you got some lymph to back up, and this is where people that have lymphomas that are milk drinkers have serious way to go if their lymph systems are really, really bad. I think when we went to the iris picture, I showed you a dairy farmer from upper New York that also has an ice cream manufacturing business, and his lymph is a mess. Of course, he's in here with cancer, but still, and thank God it's a lower cancer close to the kidneys, which is much easier, but you get a brain tumor and your body's limped up from the dairy products, we're just hoping we can get you. So, I just have always been a formula maker. I always thought I did a pretty good job, but I pride myself on having some friggin' common sense. I hope, sugars, sugar feeds cancer. Sugar feeds cells. Cancer is just a damaged cell. It's not like a disease and we're feeding a disease. We're giving cell carbon. And of course, carbon with oxygen is part of the ATP mechanism. But that's not how you get rid of cancer, is trying to kill a cell. That's medical thinking. That's oncology, where they're giving you an acid to treat an acid. And that really is, to me, I'll say this over and over, very criminal. And they're so blatant again, they're using chemo now for little things like psoriasis and stuff like this. I think some even on arthritis, and it's like, these guys are so, it's like a thief. If you, like the IRS, these guys are thieves. Not because, if taxation was legal, I wouldn't say that, because they would be doing everything under the legality. But when you're misapplying the tax laws, then you become a thief, or much worse. And so when you allow a thief, and you say, it's okay, thief, and that's what Congress is doing, okay, IRS, go ahead and keep stealing from people, even though you don't have any law to back it up. We'll make the federal judges go along with what you're doing. They're pretty corrupt anyway. And so the same thing's happening. They get more aggressive, more aggressive, more aggressive, and that's what they're doing right now. They're land grabbing. Remember when Willie Nelson just handed over his keys to the IRS to his mansion? I wouldn't have done that. If he's going to hand them over, they'd have shoved it up there, you know what. But no, we're scared of people. These are just people that are insane. These are people that are narcissistic. The IRS knows how to hire the right type of people. But just not just them, but when you're a criminal and everybody says it's okay to steal, you're going to get worse, and you're going to get worse, and you're going to get worse at it. And that's what's happening in the medical community. They're allowed to kill people, and so they're just getting worse at it. And, until some senators stand up. Now, these younger guys that know what the gig is, get up and start standing up and not worrying about their future, they'll have a good future. Sorry, Dr. Morse, I wrote in a question yesterday about having cold arms when I play badminton. I should have told you I'm a 33-year-old male. Love the vids. Okay, thank you, man. McNutt. Well, I'll tell you, you might have your spine checked up here, that's for sure, because you could be tweaking that, With lymph the way it is and the kidneys the way they are, these vertebrae are deteriorating pretty easy on people, and a young person like 33 years old is going to have big-time kidney and adrenals, so it'll loosen up those vertebrae, easy to tweak out, so it could be that that's what's going on. The other side of that is the lymph, and if you get tight there, it's definitely going to squeeze on a nerve. So I'd be looking in those sort of directions if I was you, and really keep moving on that lymph. I recently developed a bump on the back of my left forearm that turned into a water bump. When I bursted, it was painful and turned into a pink sore. Well, that's because that was acid fluid there. That was very painful, made a swollen hard mound underneath. My right middle finger got swollen and very painful. See how that lymph works? That's all lymph. And I'll tell you, it can do some gnarly stuff. There's no question. Then I got a similar water bump on my right breast that burst and turned into the same hard, pink, painful sore. I now have the same thing on my stomach. Listen, move your limbs, sweetheart. The highest me. I love all you guys. You guys are so good. It is a pleasure to talk to a bunch of great spiritual beings like all of you. Thank you so much. You really want to move lymph. Go Parasite M. Take that for a while, right along with it for 2 or 3 months. Really get these fungals and all these activities down and move those lymphs. Get those kidneys filtering. Clean up these spots, okay, dear one? This is lymph, and more lymphs. Get yourself sweating, dry skin brush. You use the skin formula, but move that lymph through the kidneys or you're going to pop these out all over you. And you could hurt your skin that way. School of Detoxification. Who's that? How can your diploma course? How can I do your diploma course remotely? I am in New Zealand. You offer it in a distance course. Most of you have gotten this and are working with this. This is our DVD course. We are going to film this April course. I got to get a hold of the Coppola family, but they generally are the ones that film for me. So we'll see. Rohan, my friend, be nice to meet you, my friend. Oh, thanks. This is my Journey 444. You guys are a real pleasure, guys. You are such, thanks. A heart filled with love. Thanks so much for that. I appreciate your thought and love to you. I appreciate every one of you guys. We're here going to make a big difference on this planet, come hell or high water. So keep going. Don't get frustrated. I know some of you are suffering and you're hurting and you're pulling yourself through this. Keep going. Don't stop. No matter what you're going through right now in this moment, the sun's coming up for you. You will have a beautiful, bright, healthy day. Keep going. You know, some of you have got yourselves in some pretty difficult positions. We're going to help you right here unwind yourselves. You got a bunch of friends here in this place, so just hang in there. You'll be okay. You know, this can be Hellville to get to Wellville. Weed City. Excuse me. I'm detoxifying along with you guys, so I'll let you go ahead. And the doc at the hospital was shocked when I told him that I did not believe in cancer since 1985. Since 1985, they've taken most of my insides and my breast. Ah, sweetheart. Each time they've said that it wasn't malignant after. Now they want to biopsy my nose. Oh, no, sweetheart. No. You get aggressive detox going here. You can't cut your whole body off. You just get into some aggressive detox. Hang in there and straightforward. Thanks for this valuable. Thank you, sweetheart. You don't take that. You get smart. You knowledge up, sweetheart, and you go on and you get rid of this. Clean your body out. It'll clean the skin up here and take care of that. I remember that the FDA coming down on black salve. Well, we need to come down on the FDA. You know, these people think they're so above the citizens. That's what gets me. The federal government has gotten away with so much, they just blatantly think they're above the citizens who elect them, who tell them they're limited. That's why we have certain documents called the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. That's in this country. I don't know about other countries and where you stand on some of these things, but this lady had put some black salve on her nose, and it took a big part of her nose off. And she's, threw a complaint to the FDA about the black salve. And I just wanted to grab her by the neck and say, if you think the black salve took that little piece of your nose off, you should have seen what the surgeon would have done to you. I've seen them where they've taken the whole face off and you snap on your new face. So people are not realistic. There's so many out of balance humans, but look at the diets. Look! I was thinking of this driving around yesterday, and look at this. It's just overwhelmingly. The humans around here in Florida, they just drive blind. And you never want to drive motorcycle down here if you don't want to live, because these cars just seem to find them. It's just a mess. People are walking mummies because they don't have the mental power, because they're sucking all their nerve energy out of them eating dead animals and cooked foods. It's amazing. Oh, this is Tea Makeup G. Nice picture. This is absolutely, oh, thanks. Appreciate the hookup, dear one. Hunter Lester. I take lymphatic 1 and stomach and bowels 1 both in the morning and at night. I have been taking them close to bedtime before and did not experience yeah, I don't think you would with those disturbance in your sleep. You know, if you take these appropriately, you're not even going to know that the herbs are in there working on you. You don't want to take aggressive stuff. You don't want to purge your bowels and take laxatives and tear yourself up there. There's not healing in purging. There's not healing in coffee enemas. There's not healing in this, because remember, anytime you stimulate, you're going to innervate. It's that teeter-totter of duality. So just remember that. You want to ride that middle path. Everybody does better there. Takes a little bit, but I tell you what, it's well. I take the capsules before and after eating. I don't give up thought, especially, yeah. Doing good there, man. Dr. Morse, this may sound like a silly question. No, there's not really silly questions. But does that bacteria killed by the antibiotics need to be replaced by somebody? Yeah. Well, thank God they're microbes and they can come in and out of the body at will, as far as I know. But this, but I don't know what long-term sulfa drugs in the body does, because we know sulfa drugs accumulate in the tissues of the body, and does that continue to set up a restriction or a suppressed growth of bacteria? It would explain why so many people that have sulfur problems have all the cancers, the rheumatoid arthritises. I mean, every RA case I know, I have maybe one that does not have sulfur that I can see in the iris. But every one of them has tons of sulfur in them, which locks that lymph system in, promotes fungal growth like crazy, which is uric acid. And so all this extra acid, suppression of lymph even more, these guys have locked us in. And now we have to unlock. If you're worried about bacteria, take antibiotics that are herbal. That way God is selective in its kill. But it isn't the bacteria. Go after culturing mediums. Culturing mediums is the lymph system. The blood culture some, but the lymph, really the culturing mediums. The body sewer system, for God's sakes. You would expect to have it a culturing medium. But as those go on, like the lady with the hairy white tongue, you really want to get rid of that, dear one. Because I used to be on antibiotics heavily, ouch, and I'm now sure that it's a good part of the reason why my lymphatic system is stagnant. You're right on there, Mr. Anton, because, yeah, you're right on there, my friend. There's no question about that one. This is from Music Bum. I like that.